In the decade before World War II, 3 Issei artists flourished in Seattle's thriving Nihonmachi or Japantown. Kenjiro Nomura, Takeuchi Fujii, and Kamakichi Tokita received widespread recognition and praise for their paintings, which provide an intimate view of what the streets, alleys, storefronts, and houses of their community looked like before the war and before the mass incarceration of Japanese American citizens that changed the face of the neighborhood forever. In America's post-war years, as the Japanese community struggled to rebuild their lives, Tokita, Nomura, and Fujii fell into obscurity. But recently, their life stories and artistic achievements have been brought back to light. Side by Side, the largest exhibition ever of their paintings from the 1930s, is a beautiful acknowledgement of the immense skill and talent of these 3 important artists. Side by Side, Nihonmachi Scenes by Tokita, Nomura, and Fujii runs now through May 11, 2025. Hours and location are at wingluke.org. Catch Art Zone Friday nights at 8 and anytime online at seattle.gov/artzone.